Hello. It says, and I'm live. Same bat station. Same bat time, same bat station. Okay. So, all right. Hello. I'm gonna move my chair a little bit here. Okay. So, I'm gonna open up the channel so that I can see any of your comments so I don't have to crane my neck to see them. Hello, Renee. How are you? Let me open this up so I can definitely see. And there we go. There you girl, Kathy. Happy New Year, everybody. Mikhail, good afternoon, everyone. Hello. I'm so glad you're here. And happy New Year's Eve to everybody. Or happy New Year's if you are. I joke with it's probably annoying, but whenever I'm talking to someone I know in like Australia or New Zealand or something, I always ask, so how's the future? And it's annoying, I'm sure, but that's how I think of it. It's like you're talking to me from the future, so there you go. Yes, I know that's not how it works, but we're just playing around. All right, happy New Year, all. Kathy, would it be okay if would you still be willing? Would you mind being the moderator today? If not, I can ask somebody else or try to keep an eye on it myself. Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. All right. Um I spent most of the morning shoveling snow. Actually, you can kind of see it on camera, but I spent most of my morning shoveling snow, and I just had the Kathy. Yeah, it's my pleasure. Hey, I'm grateful. It's a pleasure having you here, even without being a moderator. But anyway, I spent most of the morning shoveling snow, and so I just had the fastest, hottest shower I could manage, and my hands are turning back into a reasonable color, which is good. So, but the advantages of not showing my face on camera, wet hair. So anyway, what are what are we going to read on today? Is Putin intuitive? Ooh. Oh, hot tea, Renee. Oh, that sounds so good. I am right after this. I am all over that. I am all over the Earl Grey hot. Is Putin intuitive? That's a good question. I don't like reading on Putin, so I'm just going to throw two. I'm just going to throw three cards on that. Yeah, the two people I don't read on, Putin and Jack the Ripper. It's ugly. But let me see. Is he intuitive? Is he intuitive? Is Putin intuitive? I'm literally like leaning back in my chair. It's like I don't want to be near too close to this energy, but that's a good question. Is Putin intuitive? Yes. Yeah, and he can read people. He does a better job at reading the collective than we want him to. Hang on just a second. Where's my I just hope everybody can see. I don't have my ring light here, so I hope it's not too dark. Hopefully the snow outside is making it bright enough. I don't usually do. I'm not really doing personal readings. Amari, I'm sorry about that. Warm kitty cuddles too. Absolute. I feel so bad. I was closing a drawer, and I wasn't like slamming it shut, but I was just kind of closing it, and poor Boo Boo Kitty. What I didn't realize that he was reaching up into that little crevice beside it, and I just hit the tips of his paw, and I feel so bad. He's okay. He's walking fine. I apologized profusely, and he's over here. He's just looking at me like, yeah, fine. But I still feel so bad. I would never do anything to hurt him. To hurt any well, I hurt anybody, but I would never do anything to hurt him on purpose. But he seems okay. He seems okay. All right. So, Putin he's able to, he reads people, he reads the collective, he reads people's energy. Yeah, he's not against that. Wasn't his wife an astrologer, or really heavily into astrology? He's not against it. He just uses it for really nasty purposes. Where are my nails? They're not here right now. I'm sorry. I have no fancy nails today, but I do have a purple shirt. I don't know if that makes any difference. I can't even remember the last time I wore a purple shirt, but I do like the color. All right. So hello, Jane. Hello, everybody. What political thing would you like me to read on that I haven't seen here? I'm sorry if I'm not seeing a lot. Is Pelosi intuitive? Oh, that's a good question. Is Pelosi intuitive? Is Pelosi intuitive? These are good questions. Is Pelosi intuitive? No, she just has Trump's number. That's what I'm getting. I don't know if you could see this, but she's got Trump's number. She's got it down. She reads the terrain. She reads people. She reads the terrain. And Trump is almost the perfect person for her to run circles around. That's what I'm getting there. Hello, everyone. Trump is so petty. Yes, he is. Oh, happy New Year to everyone. Does she use an astrologer? I can tell you one thing. Not enough people use astrologers. Because, boy, big things are created, like the founding of the EU, or the, whatever it is, and it's like, you didn't run this past an astrologer? Really? No. I don't know why, but that feels like, no, she doesn't use an astrologer. I don't know why that feels like that, but it doesn't. Oh, well. Okay, why baby asked a good question. Oh, what did I miss? Okay, my big question for the day is on Cult 45. The Merkins, who seem to long for a strong man, an American Mussolini more than democracy. When Trump goes, how much Trumpism will remain? Good question. And then is Nancy going to sit on the articles until after the State of the Union? Oh gosh, I hope so. We'll go see. I'm trying to shuffle these on my lap so it doesn't make as much noise. But how much Trumpism is going to remain? Is it going to be a serious political force? How much Trumpism is going to remain? Let's see here. How much Trumpism is going to remain after Trump? How much Trumpism is going to remain after Trump? I can feel a big breath of relief after he goes. I can feel that, like okay. I mean, it's not perfect by any stretch, but seriously, how much Trumpism is going to remain? The big problem is that they have not they've not grasped the imagination of young people. They're aging out. Their party is aging out right now. So um, I hate to do this. I'm gonna walk away for just 1 second because I want to see if I can grab my ring light, because I'm afraid this is too dark for some people. So talk amongst yourselves, and I will be right back. Just 1 second. Good kitty. All right, I found it. Yay. Okay. How much Trumpism will remain after Trump? Well, that's better. Well, in the past, like-minded jerks found each other. That's what that feels like. And oh, Noel, are you willing to double team on this channel? What's going on? What can I do? Center the reading. If there's something I can do or need to do, just let me know. Center the reading. Money people wanting to keep their money and entitlement and privileges. That's what I'm getting there. Base of the reading. The cult of the emperor. And although this is often the card of wisdom and whatnot, it can also be someone who is isolated and who is only gathering the knowledge they want. They're not getting a whole lot of input. So that's the base of it. So there's still going to be, it seems like the more educated people are, if they are really educated, if they've really read, if they've learned, emotional intelligence, and they've learned all these things, they don't tend to want strongmen. They don't tend to want. Autumn Noel is willing to okay, against the trolls. Okay, let me find Noel here quickly. All right, and add moderator. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, so that's taken care of. So we will keep everybody, hopefully the troll slayers are on patrol, and they are our Aragorns. They are our elfin queens who save us from the trolls. Above the reading. Evangelical and utopian thinking. The base of the word utopia, it literally means nowhere. Because this idea of the perfect utopia, it doesn't exist. So that's what's above those people. So they've got very kind of blinders on. Okay, near future. That's a very strong Nancy Pelosi. That's a very strong women in government, and decisions that have to be made. Do they want to stay with this or not? Let's look at the home environment. You know how we're sitting here talking about trolls? Yeah, there's an element that wants to be the gadfly, that wants to be difficult, that wants to be the troll. Hopes and fears. They fear weakness. Okay. What we see Trump. We see the cult of Trump. We see him as a man. They see him as an emperor, which is what he wants them. He wants them to see this. But we see him as the petty man, so that he is. Final outcome. Uh, there are definitely people who are going to talk about Trump for a long time as in an idealized way, highly idealized way. I mean, they still interview Trump supporters now who say, "Well, I like that he's in there because he's a businessman. He's a great businessman, and I'm a business owner, so I know. So business is important." It's like he's had how many bankruptcies? He blew through how much? How many times does his father have to bail him out, and then he still had all those bankruptcies? Not a and how, you know, Trump University. He had to do a settlement, but no. He's a great businessman. So yeah, they're not seeing reality. It's an idealized view. But this feels like a lot of men in the country are starting to say, okay, look, the He-Man thing is great, and of course, I'm a man, but I don't have to be cruel, and real men don't have to be cruel. So, uh, you know, but those who want to troll the Democrats, who want to they want those liberal snowflakes, and they're being horrible about that. They want to attack those people over there because they are superior. They're still going to be there, but there's some political change coming with the rise of the Democratic Party here for the next however many years. Yeah, they're gonna have trouble. They're gonna keep trying to. It's almost like he's in this card. It almost feels like he's like showing someone around, like, oh well, this is what our party. This is what our party is, and this is what we have, and these are our traditional church values, but they're feeling under attack, and they're feeling under attack by immigrants. But it's not good. It's not good. So it's really feeling like the energy's dwindling. It just really does. It feels like they're losing. They're losing, and they're aging out. So I don't think Trumpism is it's still going to be there because there are always going to be bigots. There are always going to be people who blame the immigrant, blame the other. Larry Girl, Autumn has a good question for you. Pardon? Sorry, I just looked up. King's misogynistic and less racist. Thank heavens. Thank heaven kids are. Yeah, they are. And over time, we will become less racist and less misogynistic. It is slow and it is painful. But I do believe, I'm an optimist, and I do believe that history arches toward justice, arches towards equality, and the ultimate rise of our spiritual vibration, and more good things happening. Autumn has a beautiful voice. Oh, Noelle, bless you. Thank you so much. The link to the YouTube video is from the group Now This. Will the voters who have been purged be able to get back on the... Well, I read on voter suppression and gerrymandering day before yesterday. I think it was day before yesterday. And it was... I'm trying to remember. It was going to be a struggle, but the sheer number of people voting was going to be phenomenal and just huge. Are we going to see his foreign German... Oh, Deutsche Bank. Will narcissism be eradicated? Julie, that is... I have feelings on that, but actually they come from dreams I've had all of my life. I have had dreams all of my life about humans going into deep space and basically how, in order to survive that kind of traveling and on and just, we're not, so we think about kind of ourselves, we're going to go out there, we're going to be, kind of our scrappy selves who go forward. Like the way that we settled, like the way we settled America, hopefully minus the genocide. Oh, grief. It's basically that in every dream, we're very, people are not aggressive. They get along. They really, really get along. So that's what I get. Nasty bank. All right, let's read on Deutsche Bank. I'm a Pisces. I'm already in deep space. Awesome. Okay. All right, I'm waiting for the great question. Everyone is saying that Hanani, is that how you pronounce it? That has a fantastic question, and just everyone's saying that, so it's like, okay, I am waiting. I'm here. Yep, nasty bank. All right, I'll read on while Hanani is typing. I will, hopefully she's typing, he's typing. I will read on, is Deutsche Bank gonna cough up the information? Okay, is Deutsche Bank going to cough up Trump's financial information? It's one of many, many things that are, it's just one of the many things that the SDNY and elsewhere that people are going for. Okay, in the past, they got into bed with the worst of the worst. And just awful. Just awful. They laundered money like nobody's business. Center of the reading. And then Trump won the presidency, which just brought incredible scrutiny, not only on Trump, but on them. Base of the reading. Trying to secret money out of the way, out of countries, out of Russia, all kinds of people trying to move money under the radar. That's what that feels like. Like don't send too much at once, or you'll, so make sure you never set off the banking regulations and things that, how if you transfer more than $10,000 or whatever it is these days, where there has to be like a report on it. I mean, I'm not saying, because they're talking millions and millions, but there are these banking regulations, and it's how to get around all of those. That's what that feels like. Above it, clever accountants finding ways, and bankers finding ways for the rich to stay rich. Really, really, really rich. Near future. Regulation upsetting people. That's what that feels like. Regulation upsetting people. Upsetting bankers, upsetting oligarchs and people with money. Home environment, disappointment. Now is that this, goodness, I have this light on, it's still dark. Pause, hang on. Let me see. I don't know if that will help, but maybe. Maybe a little bit in the background, something. why the Russians are buying so many homes, especially farmlands. Because it's a good way to launder money, but I'll look at it in just a second. Disappointment is in the home environment, which means that they are going to have to give up. They are going to have to give up some information. Hopes and fears. Well, the fear is that they're going to be given subpoenas by the Democrats, and Deutsche Bank is going to continue to just go, no thanks. Shan't, won't. What we see, we see movement. We see movement. All right, this bodes well. And hopefully they kept the records. That's also the key. Do they still have the records we need? Final outcome. They are, it almost feels like they're going to have to give up some things, but there's still an awful lot of really nasty people who are going to keep their stuff secret. People who are bigger fish than Trump even. That's what that feels like. But what about Trump specifically? What about Dumpy Trump and his finances? Is Deutsche Bank going to specifically cough up those two regulators, SDNY? That makes me feel like yes, they're going to have to do that. But here, let's have a. It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight, but eventually they're going to have to give up as much information as they have. They're going to fight it to the end, but ultimately information is going to come out. But there's some information they don't have that they got rid of or they never asked for. That's what that feels like. All right, so Latricia, don't be sorry you're late. I'm just grateful you're here. All right, so everybody was so wonderful in trying to help each other get my attention, which can be difficult. So why are Russians buying up so much of U.S. farmland? I am paying attention. I am getting there. I try not to look at the chat while I'm actually reading, but I am trying to get there. All right, so let's look at that. Why are Russians buying up so much U.S. farmland? Besides the fact that they can. Why are Russians buying up so much U.S. farmland? Oh, interesting. Half the deck just went flying across the floor. And it feels very much like they're trying to undermine us. I have to pick cards up off the floor. So, let's see here. Goodness. And the cards I just picked up off the floor. Doing it bit by bit. Trying to not make waves, trying to do it in such a way that it's not number one headline news all day, every day. So bit by bit, acre by acre, or company by company. Over being able to have more say, more influence, more potential influence, while they can, before there's regulation. The Democrats are going to gain power, and they wouldn't be happy about that, because this would hurt our hearts for our traditional farmlands to be completely foreign owned. So what have we got here? Okay, these are kind of dire cards of not listening to the problem, there being disappointment, and something going horribly, horribly wrong. However, this thing's going horribly wrong before I start thinking, oh my gosh, something terrible is going to happen to us. The strength card is right here, and it feels like a very nice strength card. So, um, I think Democrats eventually start listening, but there's going to be some nasty stuff before then, before the regulators get involved, and better decisions are made, and you get court cases, and you get culmination in the world, and a better ending after there's court cases and legislation put in place that helps protect. Well, that was an interesting thing. Literally, they just flew across the floor. The whole deck just went nuts, and those were the cards that fell out. That's what I am getting for that. That was an unusual reading, but thank you for the question. Just cannot see your cards in the screen section. Oh goodness, my light seems to be dying here, and I am sorry about that. I should be getting my microphone, a microphone I can clip to my shirt. I'm supposed to be getting that today, so hopefully tomorrow. Let's see, other questions? I still have time to read. Will I get together with an ex-flame? I don't do personal readings. I'm sorry. Oh, is the FBI investigating Barr? Okay. Yeah, political readings, right. And I am sorry if I don't see your questions right away. I hope you don't get too frustrated with me. I am trying. I do want to answer your questions. It's just, chat goes by pretty quickly, and I'm trying to not be distracted by it too much. But I will look at, is the FBI investigating Barr? I will look at that right now. So, and I'm going to try to shuffle again without shooting the major arcana across the room. Oh, look at the card on the bottom of the deck. Judgment. Okay, let me see here. Is the FBI investigating Barr? Is the FBI investigating Barr? Is the FBI investigating Barr? Investigating Barr. Actually, what I got was they don't like him. It's like, okay, well, I'm sure there's some people who don't like him, but that's what I'm getting. I'm just getting that they don't like him. It's like, okay. That feels like this is about the question itself. This is, do they pick up that big stick? I mean, it's a thing to start investigating the Attorney General of the United States. So the question, this doesn't give me an answer, but this does say, we're in the right track, and they're debating that. In the past, the worst things that you tended to have were, did the Attorney General meet with Clinton on a tarmac or in a plane briefly, and I really don't think much actually happened at that meeting, but it was the end of the world. But now things are different. But in the past, mostly they just did their work, and they tried to keep some appearance of separation from the executive, the president, and the White House. They tried. They tried. Center of the reading is secrets, wanting to know if Barr has secrets. Like, why on earth is he acting this way? Does somebody have something on him, or is he just that ornery, difficult, and willfully blind? Base of the reading, is it money? Is it money, or like the things they have against him? Is it money? Is it something embarrassing where he would be ridiculed? So this is feeling like this is all these cards are about the FBI, people in the FBI debating it, and what would we look at? And even if we don't do it officially, are we, are we just talking about this over drinks, after work, quote unquote? Above the reading, looking at his decisions and looking at his lies, looking at the way he's lying, looking at the reasons he's lying. Your future. Well, he's just, he's going to keep on, he's still in his position of power, and he's going to stay there. And that this is a message, and it feels like him sending the message out that, oh no, you are not, nobody's going to be investigating me. Oh no, We'll see in the final outcome if that's going to make any difference. Home environment. The FBI wants to hold on to what they've built for the good that they have done, that they do. Hopes and fears. They're afraid they're going to miss something important. They are afraid they're going to miss vital clues that could make a difference, that something bad's going to happen, and just because they weren't on it, they weren't working on it. What other people see, well, they are changing. Times, they are changing. Final outcome. Trump is going to Barr is going to have his own issues. Oh, and some disappointments. Ooh, this is underhanded. This is some underhanded stuff. This is Barr being undermined, being weakened, not being listened to. And him, what is this? Because this actually feels like it's against Barr. Let me pull a few cards more on that, what exactly that means. What is this? Traditionally, the card of the thief. Are the FBI investigating Barr? He's going to be weakened. He's being weakened. But what is this? What is this about? What is this about? And I'm getting the Tower card. Which is, it feels like bad stuff coming out about Trump, but things coming to light. Those are investigators in a position of strength, trying to bring things out in the light. They're the good guys. They have good intentions. They want to do good work, but they're combating people in their own ranks who are on the other side, who are Trumpsters. That's some serious internal strife. But that isn't just the strength card. This feels very strong. That they got into that job and they're dealing with, fairly low pay and a lot of danger because they want to do the right thing. And then there are the bullies, the people who get into it because it makes them feel important, makes them feel superior. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting. There's a lot of internal strife, and they're being very careful. And if anything, it's one of those things that they're having to do. People are talking about it, and they're talking amongst themselves. So, oh, Sienna, hello. Oh, I'm so glad to hear you're feeling better. All right, so what's the FBI? They're they're bloodhounds by nature. So I think there's stuff that's going on and is going to go on, but I don't think there's going to be anything official that's an official investigation for quite some time. All right. Could I comment on Kim Jong-un? He's a dictator and a truly nasty human being. Let me see here. Hello, Wendy. Kim Jong-un. Let me pull 3 cards on. Oh, gosh. He is so awful and petty, and he's physically disgusting. And I get the feeling he smells. I don't know why. I just get the feeling he smells. He smells bad. Things are not always going to go well for him. And it's the money problems that are going to bring the North Korean regime down. And right now there's strength, but there's going to be rebuilding in the future. Yeah, it's the pressures are building up with the strength of South Korea and China having their own problems, and what's going on in Hong Kong. I mean, good grief. China wants to keep that buffer between them and South Korea, but yeah. But Kim Jong-un he's just gross. What's going to happen to him? He's going to muddle along through sheer stupidity and dominance, but it's over time he's getting weaker. He's being undermined. So, yeah, it's one of those things. You're not paranoid if they really are out to get you. Well, people really are out to get him, and there's really not. There aren't many people in the world who deserve to have people out to get them. But yeah, with the way he puts people in camps and destroys families and starves people, and yeah. Okay. Yeah, I really feel for this. I really feel sad for the people of North Korea who are starving and struggling just to live. Exactly. And there are some really interesting videos just in defectors who've gone to South Korea, and just the changes in the language, where you can see it just in that, where they'll show a series of things to like a teenager from South Korea and a teenager who's newly there from North Korea. And it's the changes in the language, how the language has evolved to include technology and include all kind of new concepts. Yeah, plus the fact it was, they literally showed a McDonald's, the arches, and the South Korean was like McDonald's, and the North Korean was like blank. I think they even have different words for like ice cream. I mean, it's sad. It's sad. Will the stock market fall in 2020 and make people defect from Trump? I like it. Putin smells like vodka and borscht. Yeah. He's another one. I don't think he smells nice at all. But not as bad as Kim Jong-un. That's just the sense I get. What do I know? But it just... Okay, will the stock market fall in 2020 and make people defect from Trump? Let's throw some cards on that. Stock market in 2020. Yeah, the stock market, it's being manipulated like you would not believe. Or maybe you would believe. And again, I am listening to you, and I do read as many comments as I can. Oh, two there for what we see. And hopefully later today I'm getting a new microphone, and I'm going to see if I can do anything to improve the lighting. The quality of my work here is very important, and I want you all to enjoy it. So please don't, I hope you don't feel too frustrated with me. All right. Stock market 2020. Oh, it's all hanging on Trump, isn't it? Yep. In the past, it wasn't the center of everything. It wasn't the center of politics. Yeah. There was the economy had more to do with the people's purchasing power and people out in the world and trade. And this isn't just the card of the merchant. This is the card of partnership. Center of the reading, Page of Pentacles. It's feeling a little tenuous. It's helping a very small number of people. Center of the reading. Some people, the rich are getting richer, and the poor are just continue to suffer. And I'm not. I do not condone violence, and I do believe in peaceful protest. I believe in artistic expression. Okay, are we back on? Did everything reconnect? Hopefully. Hopefully. Okay. I refreshed. Okay, we're back. Good. Okay. I don't believe in violent overthrow, but this person is tied up, but her feet are free. And she could do something about this if she wanted to. And these people are very lucky that these people have not decided to go all. Do you remember which of the Nolan Batman movies had Catwoman in it? The one where they throw people out of their rich homes, and yeah. These people are very lucky that these people aren't doing that. Above the reading, it's giving a lot of power. That inequality is giving a lot of power to Democrats, both for the young and the older, not old, but older. Near future. There's going to be some worry. There are going to be some warnings, and then there's going to be some worry. Okay. Home environment. Overflowing emotion. Ace of Cups. Hopes and fears. Well, everybody's hoping for temperance. Yeah. What we all see, I'm getting two cards for that. Oh. I'm seeing upset, serious, emotional, howling at the moon kind of upset, and the government stepping in. I'm just reading what the cards are saying. Oh gosh, I don't want people being hurt. I don't want the economy to collapse, but it's also, if it's on a sugar high, things have to balance back out. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. But it ends with regulation and Pelosi. That feels like Pelosi. That feels like women taking charge. but that definitely feels like regulation. And that does feel like Pelosi, but if women taking charge, but oh dear. So for what it's worth, I'm getting warnings, worry, overflowing information, serious upset, and the government stepping in, the vice of what people have done, the valuations being not accurate, people, kind of like with the lack of regulation that caused the stock market collapse in 2008, and then regulation and things having to be fixed when the Democrats are in power. Yikes. Okay, that's not good. Is it, before I go, I've got to ask, is it just going to be the stock market, or is the whole economy going to be hurt in 2020? Is it going to really just blast everybody, or is it just going to be the stock market that has a little correction? Is it the whole economy in 2020? Let's see here. Well, that's business keeping going. This is the card of the merchant, and he's in business. Okay, that's hopefully that's good. The economy as a whole is still going to tick along. And Trump's going to. I'm trying to figure out if this. Okay, this is the economy ticking along. This is business people just going about. But I'm trying to figure out, is this just the Trump's core audience not giving up no matter what happens, or is this because I get cups for the Democrats? Is this Democrats being happy because Trump's gone or knocked out because of this? Let me pull just a few more cards on that before I go. What is a little clarifier? Who Trump is going to? Trump is going to lie. Surprise. There's going to be talk about, do you remember like before the 2018 election where Trump was suddenly saying there's going to be a middle class tax cut like 2 days before, and Congress wasn't even in session? That's what that feels like. But the sword of truth is about to come down on his head, and that's what that feels like. Yeah, that goes together. The sword of truth is about to come down on the emperor's head. But it does feel like, it's not like everything's gonna just, it's not gonna all collapse into, the Great Depression to the 21st century Great Depression. That isn't what that feels like. But will it be enough to kind of wake people up who are still in the thrall of the Orange Fuhrer? I just glanced at the comments, and I have to say, Renee, just the thought of the Trump library. It makes me laugh every time I think about it. It's just, I think I've got a folder somewhere. Do you want to just use that? I mean, you don't really need a whole building. Is it enough to wake people up? The foreign interference is important for some reason. Yes. Yes, it is enough to wake people up. And even that's some major arcana. where the for business to go forward, they have to take on some, they have to, business has to get more of a conscience. Um, but that's them definitely. That's some people who haven't been listening and people who love Trump waking up. So, and that's how business. If you want to be successful in the future in business, you're going to have to give more to charity or what have you. So, but one thing I want to say before I go, speaking of charity, today I'm going in and I am giving 10% gross before expenses of everything that I have made in 2019. It goes for this channel and Patreon. 10% of it goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food banks. And so that is this is the day of the year. I did donate back in January, but with that minus that, it's going to be it's going to be 10% of everything I've made through advertising, a little bit of Amazon Associates, people clicking through the links, and Patreon. 10% of all of that before expenses. So it's more money. And it's going to, again, feedingamerica.org. I'm going to put information up on Patreon about the donation. And that is important to me, that my business, that's what I do. And yeah, I mean, I could, I'm self-employed, and I have a business, and everything runs through my own tax returns in this country. That's how it works with small businesses. It's an actual business. It's an LLC, but of course I could use that money, absolutely. And I don't make that much, and but it's important to me that 10% of whatever I make gross goes to an established charity. And different projects tend to have different charities that I give to. Yeah, it varies, but for YouTube and everything that's related to Black and Orange, the YouTube, the videos, everything, 10% gross goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks all over the country. So, all right, I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you. And well, thank you, thank all of you for being so generous to me, for being so kind to me, for watching my videos, and certainly my patrons who, I don't have high tiers on Patreon, but people are still willing to share, a little bit of money every month over there too. And everyone, I am so grateful for how you have helped me and how good you've been to me. And I don't think you'll ever know just how grateful I am. All right? So blessings to all of you. Yes, bless you. Bless you guys. And I am going to be back here tomorrow. And, prayers for, yes, love, strength, and support for John Lewis. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Autumn is in the Central Time Zone. I don't like to say, but I imagine eventually I will. But I'm in the U.S. Central Time Zone. All right. So blessings to all of you. Happy New Year. I will be back here tomorrow for day 8 of the 12 days of impeachments. So tomorrow, same orange time, same orange channel. All right. Happy New Year, everybody, and thank you. Thank you.